Hello everyone, I am Zephyr, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a neat little lighting trick I discovered in OBS for any of you VTubers out there. Virtual Graves and imkrisyim made a little tutorial on Twitter, which I will link both in the description, but for the purpose of this video is to guide others visually through this process. I also have made some modifications to the steps to make things easier for you guys down the road. This tutorial assumes you already have OBS and a VTuber model set up within it. Now before you click off this video for that boring introduction, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is install a plugin called streamfx. I will link a direct link to the installation down below. Depending on your platform, you should install accordingly. Now once you have that set up, once you run OBS for the first time, you should get some sort of pop-up saying that it's installed. You'll also have a little hotbar up here called streamfx. Once you have all those, once all those check out, you can continue. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is create a new scene. We're going to do this, we're going to name this lighting effect scene. Lighting effect scene. There we go. Now, in this scene, you're going to want to make a source mirror. Just go ahead and click OK. You don't have to rename it. If you rename it, oh well. The source is going to be a folder containing all of the games you stream, for instance, or anything that's going to be in the background. So for instance, I have mine under games. There it is. This is the folder called Games. Just hit OK. Now what you're going to want to do with this source mirror is right click, go to Filters, add a effect filter, and we're going to put Blur, hit OK. The type is going to be dual filtering, and the size is going to be set to 9. And once you have that, just close out of that. Then you will want to go to Live Editing, which is a scene that I have, to find your VTuber model. Basically what you want to do is you want to find your VTuber model in OBS. So in this case, mine is right here. It's already set up everything. It's already set up and everything. So you gotta right click, add filters, and add a dynamic mask. You don't have to rename this. The input source is going to be the source mirror that we created. The base value is going to be 0.2 for each of them. So the red channel will do 0.2, green channel 0.2, and the blue channel 0.2. Now what this does, reason why I have it at 0.2 and not 0 is to leave a little bit of glow in the background on your avatar for completely black screens. So that way you're not completely invisible. Now what you want to do is in each corresponding channel is red channel, red input value, we'll set this to 2. Green channel, green input value 2. Blue channel, blue input value 2. Now what this does is this acts as the intensity of your effect. So whatever's playing in the background is going to affect our avatar's lighting. Now, all these values have to be the exact same number, otherwise you're going to have color correction issues and it will just be a mess. So what you want to do now is close out of that, and to preview what we have so far, I'm going to go ahead and load a game. Now, as you can see, my avatar kind of has a blue hue effect to it, and that's because the lighting effect scene kind of has a blue hue effect to it, as you can see. The one we created. So we can add a little more to this. What we're going to do now is we're going to add a light rim to the side of our avatar to kind of give the lighting a direction. So what you want to do is go back to lighting effects scene, or the scene that you created if you renamed it something else, and you're going to want to add another source mirror. You want to name this one different to kind of differentiate the two. So we'll just do avatar lighting, for instance. And the source for this is going to be your actual VTuber model. So in this case, it would be VC Face Transparent, and you should see an image of it pop up right here. Just hit OK. Now, if it's not the same size of this window, that's fine. Just go ahead and resize it to the size of this window. And you'll want, if it doesn't appear here, make sure that these two are positioned correctly. So like, don't have this one on top of this one, otherwise you won't see it. So make sure that's just how you see it right now. Now what you're going to want to do is, in this one, the one that we created, the one that we just created, and make a filter, and you're going to want to add a color correction. And we're going to bring the brightness all the way down, so that way we have a mystery me model. And if you want to, this is just an extra step, you can add another filter to this and make it blur. Now, you don't have to adjust any values here. Basically what this does is it makes a fuzzy effect around the area that we're trying to block off. Now what you're going to want to do is just resize this just a little bit, not too much. What this is going to do is this is going to make the light show from the right side of our avatar. Now if you go back, find your model in OBS, add another filter, add a dynamic mask, and it's gonna be, dynamic mask. And make the input source the scene that we created. So lighting effect scene in my instance. Lighting effect scene. Now what you're gonna wanna do is keep the base values as they are, but you're gonna wanna change the corresponding channels to about 5. Now these have to be the same number as well. So as you can see, the effects are already taking place. So red channel, red input value 5. Green channel, green input value 5. Blue channel, blue input value 5. Now basically we just put a mask on top of a mask, and now we have a lighting effect on top of our existing mask. So you can play around with the values as well. Like if you go in here, in the scene that we created, you can also move this to the side to have the lighting appear on the other side. So if we go back here, you can see it's on the other side now, and so on and so forth. Basically what this does is this just cuts out the existing light over the model, the existing model that we have, to kind of just leave this aglow. Another thing that you can do to kind of quickly disable that rim light if you ever want to is the first source mirror that we created. You can just go ahead and hide that. That way it makes this whole background black. And then you go back and you can see that that rim is no longer there, and we just have the normal lighting effect. Alright, so a couple of things that I do want to mention is, in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that there were some modifications to the steps that I took based off of the tutorials that were provided on Twitter. So Virtual Graves edit was kind of the little background. Instead of having the base values 0.2 like we did at the beginning, he had them set to 0, and that's perfectly fine if you just only want to appear when there's light. And another thing is imkrisyim mentioned that somewhere in the comments, I can't remember where, but like he had to like resize something to make something else work. I'm not really sure what he meant by that, but the way that I did it basically makes it to where you can resize anything in here and it should work properly. You can even do the full screen thing that you want. It's fine. So you can even add an existing one and it should put those filters on with it. So like if you were to add so like for instance, if you were creating a new scene and you wanted to add your VTuber model, in my case it'd be game capture and then add existing, and it'd be VC face transparent. Alright guys, well that's the end of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video, and with that I will see you guys next time. Bye!